Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. So I just got a Jackson's order today. I ordered a bunch of Roman Szmal paints because they finally got their half pan sets and brushes at Jackson's sometime this week. No, a few weeks ago actually. This order took a long time to get here. Usually Jackson's orders come in a week, maybe 2 weeks. I feel like this one was a long 2 weeks. So anyway, I ordered the new Urban Sketching metal box. So, complete disclosure, I have a full pan set of Roman Szmal already. I definitely didn't need a half pan set, but the spirit moved me, so I bought it anyway. So this is how the Urban Sketching box comes. It's, ignore this cut, I did that when I opened the box. Oops. So, anyway, it comes in a little slide out box. I'm gonna insert a picture here of what my set looked like when I opened it up at first. I'm not really surprised, but I would think that, you know, a little bit of padding in the box is not a bad idea. Even just a couple of sheets of paper would probably help keep the pans in place. So, you know, if Roman Szmal somehow magically watches this channel, it would be great if there was maybe some packaging in the box, like some padding here would be all it really needs. So anyway, here are the colors that come in the box. There's Quinophthalone Yellow, Pyrrole Scarlet, Quinacridone Magenta, Ultramarine Intense, Blue Sky, Shadow Gray, Sap Green Light, Aquarius Green, Buff Titanium, Gold Ochre, Italian Burnt Sienna, and Cypress Burnt Umber Deep. And I do actually think this is a really good mix for Urban Sketching. I actually have zero issues with this palette. It's great. I think as long as there's one cool and warm set of the primaries, you're good to go. Shadow Gray makes a great deep purple, but you could always add some of the magenta if you need a brighter purple. Quinophthalone Yellow is a pretty middle of the road yellow. It's neither super cool or super warm. Pyrrole Scarlet's a good neutral red. Ultramarine Intense is obviously a warm blue, and Blue Sky is a cooler blue. This one does have white in it, but I think it's included for skies, of course. So Sap Green Light is Aquarius Green is one of my favorite greens. Buff Titanium is super useful for urban sketching, so is Gold Ochre. And then you have two browns. I mean, I think it's a pretty good, solid, basic mix of colors. I know that I like some different colors that aren't in this box, so I ordered a bunch of these extra single pans because I could. So I'll just go through these. I got Cobalt Teal, and Indian Red, which I specifically got to mix with the Cobalt Blue as per Denise Soden's favorite gray mix. She mixes these two colors and it makes a really interesting separating gray purple kind of mix. So I thought I would throw those in as well. So what I'm going to do is swatch all these out first. I'll do that in speed mode, and then I'll pop back in and talk about the colors, what I'm going to put into the box. The other thing I got with this order was these Roman Szmal brushes. So this is a size 10, and it's the mixed squirrel hair plus synthetic. These are, I've seen one other person use these, and it's a really interesting blend. So it's got some extra body here to hold water, and then a thinner tip. It looks a little bit small to me to be a size 10, but we'll see after I get the glue out of it what it looks like. And then this is supposed to be this small pure squirrel brush. The thing that is weird is it's branded Restaro House, not Roman Szmal. So I'm not sure what that means because I ordered a Roman Szmal brush. This is the brush I ordered. It is a small pure squirrel mop, but I need to look on Jackson's and see what that's about. But anyway, it's a very small mop brush. So I just wanted to show you the two brushes. They haven't really fluffed up very much, so they're kind of detailed brushes. The size 10 is, I mean, it's longer, but this is an 8 in my black velvets. It's seen better days, but this is an 8 in silver black velvet, and it's fatter than this one, and the ferrule is wider. So, I mean, if you're gonna get these and you like an 8, a 10 is comparable to an 8 at least, if not a 12. And these little quills, the small is really small. Like it's maybe a size 6. So this is a size 6 silver black velvet. It's not quite an 8, not quite a 6, so I would call it like a 7-ish. Not big. These brushes are not big, and I don't mind that necessarily. I'm sure they're gonna hold a lot of water, which is great. But I'm glad I didn't order smaller sizes, that's for sure. All right, I'm gonna put myself into speed mode now. Enjoy the swatching, and when I come back, I will choose some colors to put in my palette. First, I will say the color selection that came in the box was actually really good. I think I didn't need to buy some of the extra colors that I bought, particularly in the blues. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and put all the colors in here. So I'm gonna get this box set up to do that, and I will be right back to you. I just wanna show you how I do this because I think it's handy to know. This is a really old, super thin cutting board. You can get packs of these on Amazon. It's just basically a heavy duty plastic. I traced this tray insert onto my plastic piece, and I'm gonna cut that out. Okay, so here's my palette, here's my plastic insert. I'm just gonna double check that it fits. I don't wanna stick it all the way in because I might not get it out again. It does fit. So the next step is to put some tape on this. Okay, next I'm gonna put strips of this tape onto this piece of plastic. 3 strips should do it, top, middle, and bottom, because you can only fit 3 rows of pans on here, I think. So this is just a clear, stretchy, like, it's hard to explain, but it's stretchy. We call it booger tape. I don't know, you can find it online. So I actually stretch it to, it seems to stick better. Shorter than I need pieces, and I'll just stick them where the pans go. And this doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, I'm gonna put my little plastic insert into my palette. I'm gonna use my color chart here to put them in the right order. They're pretty close. Okay, there we have it. They're all in, they're stuck, they're not going anywhere. I ended up leaving out 3 colors that I felt I could almost certainly do without: the quinoptolone yellow, the natural sienna Monte Amiata. I ended up going with that over the gold ochre because the gold ochre doesn't granulate, and I tend to do better with non-granulating paints. And the Italian burnt sienna, I usually prefer the Blue Ridge burnt sienna, so I just picked one. So those are going to be set aside. So what I'm going to do, because they have provided a swatch card, I'm going to go ahead and fill out the original colors so that I have them in case I want them. And then I'll flip it over and do a swatch of the whole palette now. Okay, so this is what the original Urban Sketcher set looks like. It's actually really nice. I mean, you've got 2 out of 3 split primaries, and actually you've actually got 3 split primaries if you count gold ochre. So you've got your yellows, your reds, and your blues, and really nice shadow color, 2 greens, a nice mixing buff titanium, and 2 browns. I mean, it's a really, really good color choice in my opinion. Urban sketching or not, like, having the shadow gray in your palette is such a good convenience mix, and you always want a burnt sienna, ultramarine. Like, this is a really, really, really good selection of colors. I actually was concerned about the blue sky because it has white in it, but actually I think that's really smart, because putting white in with a phthalo kind of downgrades the powerfulness and the staining aspect of a phthalo. And it kind of helps prevent you from overdoing it, which is nice because it's so strong. And they're right, you could totally use that for a robin's egg blue sky. Okay, here we go. I'm going to swatch out my colors. I'll write the names later. So I'm going to put us into speed mode. I'll be back when I'm done. So here we are. Here's my finished palette set up. As far as the brushes that I bought go, I find that this brush, they both hold a lot of water. So if you like that, these are great brushes. This one, I think I will probably end up using more often. It holds a lot of water, but it still has a lot of like very strong bounce because of that synthetic in the center. It's a really interesting brush, really interesting construction. So it's like a stiff brush, a stiff synthetic, but it has the water carrying power of a natural hairbrush. So if that's interesting to you, this brush may be something up your alley, but it's very, very, very stiff, but high capacity, which doesn't happen that often. This one I found to not be quite so helpful, I guess. So it still has snap, but for some reason it didn't agree with me quite so well. I think perhaps with this kind of brush, the point makes a little bit less sense. It's very, very, very pointy. For details, it would be great. For small paintings, it would be great, but I kind of struggled. This is what I used to fill in the boxes on the other side of the swatch card, and I mean, it's fine. It's a brush. It works, but I don't know. Something about it just didn't work for me, but I do think it would be really nice for smaller paintings. So if you are going to get one of these quills and you tend to not paint, you know, tiny, you might want to size up on that one. It's really nice to be able to have a half pan set of the Roman Szmal paints because they're really nice, but the full pans aren't super practical if you're going to carry more than 12 colors. So, or excuse me, 9 colors actually in these 10s. I'm really glad that Roman Szmal has dropped a half pan, a selection of half pans. Not all of the colors are available, but I think the most common ones are available in half pans. It'd be really nice to have a more compact option for those paints. So my plan is to post this video first. This is just the first impressions of the half pans and the brushes. Next, I'll paint. I'll do a painting with these colors, and I'll post that as a speed paint with some more in-depth reflection about the colors I've chosen, how the paints perform, all that. I have used Roman Szmal before. As I said, I have a full pan set, but I don't find myself reaching for them, and I'm not quite sure why, so I need to figure that out. So I thought maybe doing a couple of paintings would help me work on that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Bye.